was officiating at the launch of Rutanga Foundation and the commemoration of the late Yosam Rutanga, the founder of Kaharo Primary School, Kabale.
Respect your parents, because one of the commandments says, honor your father and mother that you may live longer in this world. Those who do not respect their parents get curses. They are not blessed. But those who love their parents, support them, look after them, even in old age, they are more blessed.
The ceremony was held at Kaharo Church of Uganda Primary School that was started by Josam Rutanga in 1945. Sabit Rutanga, the Assistant Commissioner in charge of Skills Management and Agriculture Extension, said they are remembering the life and deeds of their late father for being the mentor, teacher and a good parent.
A loving father, a teacher, a mentor, a person who meant everything to us.
A Makerere University professor of political science and public administration, Dr. Mulindwa Rutanga, said they were remembering the life of their father Rutanga for what he achieved while on earth.
Rutanga Foundation aims at promoting education and education-related issues.
Rutanga Foundation aims at promoting education in Kabale district and to turn Kaharo into a model primary and secondary school as their contribution to Kaharo community.
Uganda People's Defense Forces veterans in the districts of Bundibujo, Ntoroko and Bunyangabu have been advised to organize themselves into groups in order to benefit from government programs aimed at poverty alleviation. Now the Veterans Minister, Lieutenant Colonel Bright Ramirama, says that government is committed to supporting veterans to enable them sustain their families, as this report shows us.
State Minister for Defense and Veterans Affairs, Lieutenant Colonel Bright Ramirama, has said Veterans Circle is to be supported with the name of empowering former fighters start business. Ramirama has been on a week-long visit to various veteran groups in the Rwenzori sub-region. He said President Museveni, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, has plans of strengthening veteran circles to make them relevant. The chairperson of Bunyangabu Veterans Cooperative Society, Colonel Nyakahuma Desiderius, thanked government for supporting veterans. Sergeant Sylvester Mugenyi, a veteran in the area, appealed to the Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs to increase their salary. Lieutenant Colonel Bright Ramirama, the State Minister for Defense and Veterans Affairs, also visited the projects of the veterans, like beehives, fishing ponds, and many others. Report by Moses Mutabali for UBC.
Well, in other news, small-scale industries in Mityana district have embarked on training workers to love their country, work hard and avoid involving themselves in illegal activities. It is for that over 200 youth working at Imanayera company of Ntugasaze Drink, who double as farmers in Katiko near Lake Wamala, enrolled for a one-month patriotism training course. Let's take a look. To apologize for that. Now, in other news, government has been called upon to increase tree planting awareness among the populace to avoid the effects that may come with environmental degradation. The renowned retired Army officer Major General Kasirye Gwanga wants the planting of eucalyptus trees minimized in favor of environmentally friendly species. He echoed this during an engagement with journalists at his farm in Katosi, Mukono, where he affirmed his fight against illegal tree cutting.
Driving through this multi-cropped acre farm off Mukono Katosi Road, all one experiences is fresh air. It is brought about by these trees that partly make up the ecosystem of this area. The farm belongs to renowned and retired army officer who certainly seems not tired, General Kasirye Gwanga. He wants other Ugandans to emulate his example of conserving the environment.
I know what I'm doing is really for the country, Uganda. One day, they'll remember, but I'll be dead. But they remember.
Tree planting? Yes. But which species? In this video, recently recorded in the Western District of Chenjojo, officials from National Environment Management Authority oversaw cutting of eucalyptus trees from a wetland. The reasoning was that this species of a tree consumes more water, which drains previously water-rich localities. To this, General Kasirye Gwanga partly agrees, a concurrence from which he derives a word for NEMA.
Get organized. Get land. The government has got land. Get about 1,000 or 2 square miles. And you decide to plant cartoons. But don't just go about planting cartoons all over the place. It's rubbish. Have you seen cartoons here? Don't you see trees? Are they not good trees?
Kasirye Gwanga's campaigns against tree cutting are proof of leading by example, clearly indicating that the speed of the captain is the speed of the team. But how achievable such a move is, only him can answer, based on his approach to the problem.
Me, I've come out, I'm going after those people who are cutting down trees. But what have you done to assist Kasirye Gwanga? Just depicting me, but mad general. Mad general. I'm not a madman, for God's sake.
In August 2019, Major General Kasirye Gwanga was reported to have shot and deflated tires of 2 trucks carrying timber in Mityana district, in what he describes as war against environmental degradation. He still vows to single-handedly fight indiscriminate tree cutting from the forest reserves. Henry Okorut, UBC.
And also do remember that climate change awareness is one of the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030. Now in other news, the East Indian Cultural Association have contributed funds aimed at supporting 8 million displaced persons in Bihar, northern India. The chairman, Indian Association of Uganda, Mohan Rao, says that this initiative aims at restoring hope among affected Indian communities, as this report shows us.
Of Uganda shilling 10 million to the chairman of Indian Association, Mohan Raoji, from East Indian Cultural Association team member.
But you know, if you send somebody from outside, we are staying from outside, to send at least 1% of the money or 0.5% of the money, they'll feel happy. My foreign brothers, NRF brothers, they send some money. That is the reason we are also activating this thing. Even same thing, if something has happened in Uganda, we will ask from India also to send some funds to us. We did a lot of times, like a landslide setup, what is that area? Budaka. Huh?
It is a small contribution from Ika family, just to share them, because many members of Ika belongs to Bihar, where this natural calamity has happened. So it is only for the support of the people of Bihar. Ika that has coming up. Ika has taken lead, but many people who is not a member of Ika also supported this. It is not only the Ika. After all, somebody has to take lead.
Now may I request Mohan Raoji to
In more news, government through the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries is implementing a 5-year project on promoting environmentally sustainable commercial fish farming. Promoting environmentally sustainable commercial fish farming is being supported by the European Union with a grant of 10 million euros. The project is being piloted in a water-based cage aqua park at Mwena in Kalangala district and a land pond farming on a 550-acre site in Onegwakang Taboke village, Maruzi County in a park district. We'll take a look.
Harvesting, there's no fishing around to avoid them stealing the fish from the cages. Because this fish, after growing, will still remain around.
Assistant Commissioner and as well as a project coordinator for an EU-funded program called Promoting Environmentally Sustainable Commercial Aquaculture in Uganda. The European Union provided a grant of 10 million euros to promote commercial aquaculture in Uganda. And under this grant, we are putting up intensive production system called aquaparks. The one land-based system, which is here in Apache, Taragoli, and then the water-based system, which is going to be in Kalangala.
I'm the resident district commissioner of Apache, where government of Uganda and European Union is implementing aquapark project worth about 41 billion shillings. This project is received with a lot of excitement by the community of Apache because they're expecting a lot out of this project. Like community, they're mobilizing themselves to be outgrowers.
Kalangala was one of those 2 sites which was selected for aquaculture park, specifically the lake-based aqua park, which is going to host cages, but it will have a land-based infrastructure, including a hatchery for rearing or raising the young ones, which will eventually be stocked in the cages. It will also utilize the facilities which were put in place by an earlier project funded by ADB.
This meeting, I'm here as the chairperson of CIPIPE for Apache District. And I want first of all to thank the European Union plus the government of Uganda for selecting Apache among the very many districts and giving them lump sum, good sum of money that is going to improve the livelihood of the people of Apache through the aqua park uses that are within. Then 2, I want to thank the community of Tarugali for accepting to give their land.
Well, in more news, experts have warned that poor administration of ticks and tick-borne disease drugs by farmers threaten the health of the national herd. Farmers in the cattle corridors are now being advised to use recommended chemicals to help them mitigate tick-borne diseases, as Joseph Buule reports.
Livestock farmers have for some time been besieged by ticks and tick-borne diseases due to poor management of drugs they give their livestock. But experts are now advising farmers to be vigilant and ensure tick and tick-borne diseases stop leading them into losses through applying recommended drugs.
There are no shortcuts, and shortcuts are really expensive in this business. You must want to buy acaricides or other veterinary drugs from credible suppliers. If you must control tick-borne diseases, yeah, whether it's anaplasmosis, whether it's East Coast fever, or babesiosis, you need to be able to spray.
Experts say fake drugs have increased tick-borne diseases in livestock, leading to drug resistance and hereby increasing losses among farmers.
First and foremost, farm clearing. You need to do farm clearing. Once you do farm clearing, then you're controlling a number of parasites. But you're also controlling a number of herbaceous weeds, and weeds that basically kill pasture. Okay? That's 1. 2, disease control and disease surveillance on the farm. coupled with vaccination. We do vaccinate our animals, okay, every year.
You are eliminating the ticks, meaning that you are eliminating the root cause. So when you kill the tick that will cause diseases, there you are eliminating the disease. You will not have cases of ECF, you will not have cases of babesiosis, you will not have cases of trypanosomiasis.
Agaba Brighton, a farm manager of Ninomukama Mixed Farm in Chankwan's district, explains tick hideouts in livestock. As you are spraying, the instance of spraying is to control ticks, and ticks are all over the animal. So what you should do, you should make sure that the whole animal is covered with acaricide. Mostly where the ticks hide, they hide in the udder, they hide in the ears, and in hairs. So you should make sure that the whole animal is covered with acaricide as you are spraying. And you should make sure that you mix well the acaricide, and you read and follow the instructions on the acaricide, and make sure that you mix it well, such that when you are controlling ticks, all ticks die as intended. The Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries is working with farmers to mitigate tick-borne diseases incidents. Joseph Buule, UBC, Chankwanzi District.
Well, thank you, Joseph, and that takes us to a short break before we come back with more international news. Stay tuned.
Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Have you completed Senior 4 or Senior 6 and you want to do a 2-year certificate or a diploma course? Makerere Institute for Social Development, an affiliate to Makerere Business School, offers programs in accounting and finance, business administration, procurement and supplies management, social work and social administration, information technology, counseling and guidance, human resource, project planning and management, journalism, secretarial studies, and many others. We are located on Apollo Kegwa Road, next to Oilcom Petrol Station, with a UBTEP Center number.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pain Arena. Introducing on the right corner, Mr. Action, the reigning heavyweight champion in the ring against
the Headache, the #1 contender. And the bell rings.
Headache charges forward with a steady right and a left hook. Action dodges. He misses out with an inch. Wait a minute. Mr. Action launches back with a kick. Final blow. He is out.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Measles and rubella outbreaks are still being reported in some districts in Uganda, putting the lives of our children at risk. In order to stop these outbreaks and maintain a polio-free Uganda, the Ministry of Health has planned a national measles, rubella and polio immunization campaign for all children under 15 years of age on 16th to 20th October 2019, starting 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. All vaccines are safe, effective, and free. Parents and caretakers are hereby asked to take all children under 15 years of age for immunization at the nearest health facility or immunization post. Ministry of Health also calls upon everybody to report any child with a fever and generalized skin rash to the nearest health facility or health worker immediately. This could be measles or rubella. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from World Health Organization and UNICEF.
There must be a madness that has taken us all. When the life of an animal means nothing at all. But for all those creatures with stories they cannot tell, we will be the voice to help end their living hell.
Daddy, what's wrong?
I've had a long day, Angel, and I have a bad headache.
Oh, I'll give you something that will make you feel better if you promise to play with us.
Headache? Toothache. Unapoumwa, unataka kitulizo kwa haraka gani? Mara moja. Pain and Fever Reliever. A quality product from Beta Healthcare. Contains paracetamol, caffeine, and aspirin. Beta Healthcare. Caring for all. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news tonight here on UBC TV. Now on the international scene, Japan has deployed tens of thousands of troops and rescue workers after one of the strongest storms in years hit, killing at least 23 people. Typhoon Hagibis made landfall south of Tokyo on Saturday, moving north and bringing severe flooding. 17 people are missing from the storm, public broadcaster NHK said. In central Ngahano Prefecture, water surrounded Japan's famous bullet train while helicopters plucked stranded residents from rooftops. A total of 27,000 military troops and other rescue crews have been deployed in relief operations, authorities said. By Sunday, the storm had weakened and moved off land. In Kawagoe City, northern of Tokyo, emergency crews used boats to help residents trapped in a nursing home. Nearly 150,000 homes in Greater Tokyo are without power, with running water also hit. Train and flight services cancelled under the threat of Hagibis are resuming. Many of the deaths came as people were buried in landslides or swept away by flood waters. In more international news, hundreds of foreigners affiliated with the Islamic State group IS have escaped from a camp in northern Syria amid Turkish offensive, Kurdish officials say. They say detainees attacked gates at the Ain Issa displacement camp as fighting raged nearby. Turkey launched an assault last week aimed at driving Kurdish-led forces from the region. The UN says that 130,000 people have fled their homes and the figure may rise. Turkey accuses the Kurds of being terrorists and says it wants to force them away from the safe zone, reaching some 30 kilometers into Syria. It also plans to resettle more than 3 million Syrian refugees who are currently in Turkey inside the zone. President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw U.S. troops from the area effectively triggered the Turkish incursion against the Syrian Democratic Forces, the main Western allies in the fight against IS. Boris Johnson has told the cabinet that there is still a significant amount of work to do as the UK and EU officials hold talks on getting a deal in place before the 31st of October Brexit deadline. But the Prime Minister said that there was a way forward that could secure all the interests. Parliament will meet on Saturday and vote on any deal achieved by Mr. Johnson at the Brussels summit this week. Labour said it would wait and see, but would propose anything would oppose anything damaging, Shadow Business Secretary Rebecca said. Talks in Brussels between UK and the European Union officials, described as intense technical discussions, are continuing on Sunday. Ambassadors to the European Union from 27 member countries are scheduled to meet this evening, and Michael Barnier, the EU's chief Brexit negotiator, is expected to brief them on the talks. And now in the world of sports, the first edition of the 2019 Corporate Games has climaxed at Chambogo Cricket Oval, a Kampala suburb in Banda. Football, chess, woodball, darts are some of the games that the corporates are competing for the claim, bragging rights, and center stage at the podium. Let's take a look at what Helen Gizamba has to say.
Corporate organizations gathered at Chambogo Cricket Oval to witness the finals of the corporate games that were in high gear. Joint Medical Stores locked horns with nation media in a game that ended 1-0 in favor of Joint Medical Stores. Dr. Kevin Othieno, a pharmacist at Joint Medical Stores, asserted that participating in sports creates team bonding amongst the employees.
We are making sure that we promote team building within our organization, but also interact with other organizations where we can get business, we can get contacts and other issues. So we actually recommend that other organizations can be in touch in the corporate league so that we can enjoy together. This is really a very team building activity, and the Joint Medical Store wants their staff to be motivated, and that's why we participate here.
As we celebrate World Thrombosis Day, Doctor appealed to Ugandans to always find time and exercise as a preventive measure for thrombosis.
During exercise, blood flows faster, and in that case, when there is the clot, the possibility of making a clot is reduced, because clot is made when blood is stagnant for a long period of time. So the more you do exercise, the less the chances of getting. I realized that we have an extended family which we did not know, but because we are training together on a daily basis, or we come to enjoy, you get to know that there are some people in the ministry that you never knew. You get to know them, and before you know, it is one family, and it strengthens the oneness that we have at the ministry as a whole.
Ian Romanyuka, Corporate Games chairman, adds that focus is now moved to the 2020 edition that kickstarts in February with a corporate run.
2020 is bigger and much better, and we are believing that we will start with a corporate run in Feb as a curtain raiser to the 2020 season. So all corporates will be called upon to participate in the corporate run. The games, we have identified ourselves as a platform free from mercenaries or hired players. We do not play licensed players.
In bid to save lives, the corporates also donated blood as part of their corporate social responsibility. Meanwhile, participants who excelled in different sports disciplines are to be awarded during the annual dinner slated for 29th November this year. For UBC, Helen Barbara, Gizamba.
So we want to encourage. After 2 days of exciting action at Aga Khan Primary School, the Kampala Region Chess Parents and Guardians Association Youth Championship has climaxed. What now follows is the grand finale at which players from all over the country will contest for the top prizes, as John Barnes Sentamo tells us.
Passion has been aplenty during all stops of the Chess Parents and Guardians Association Youth Championship, but during its Kampala Regional Qualifier leg, it was electric. Everywhere the championship went, from Jinja, Gulu, Masakan, Barara, organizers realized the goodness associated with the sport that they want to grow further.
Really, my job has been to connect with different partners to make sure that we have sufficient support to reach as many children as we can throughout Uganda, not only to find those that are playing chess, but to sensitize those that do not know anything about chess, to make them understand that chess has value beyond just a game. It introduces you to faster thinking, planning, skills that they cannot teach you in the classroom. Furthermore, when we look at the children that we are meeting, some of them are in formal education, some of them informal education, some of them unfortunately are not in education. But chess is allowing them to build confidence, to be able to go out and plan to lead a decent life through the critical thinking skills that they're picking up through playing chess.
During the Kampala regional qualifier, an overwhelming 350 plus players registered for a tournament that they speak well of.
The tournament was very good, and even the sponsors were very good. I thank the tournament director. He provided us with water, yogurts, biscuits and juice. I thank him very much for helping us with those eating stuff, and I thank him for organizing the tournament.
And my first chess tournament has helped me to think, and to ask people who are bigger than me, helps me like to know that there's always time for an improvement. And my first chess tournament, it was very good. I liked it. Even though I got 2 points, I still believe that I can do better.
In the action, Aziz Khan and Michelle Kobugabe won the respective gender crowns among those under 8. Arthur Mwase and Shamia Nankabirwa topped the under 10 category, and Matthew Mwase and Sheila Nabatanzi excelled in the under 12 group.
My name is Dagger Mary Kevin. This tournament was that hard and tough. It's because I played under 12, and that category has many good chess players.
Others that performed are pretty were Nisha Mbuga, Benjamin Ajiri, Hamswandane Sivakuma, John Dennis Mwesiji, and Michael Talemwa. The top 3 players in each category per region qualify for the grand finale due in Kampala later this year. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
Well, isn't that amazing? Thank you, John Barnes Sentamo, for that beautiful report. Now, in more news, Lwemiyaga residents in Sembabule district chose to celebrate their Independence Day through games and sports which took place at the area playground. This is after the national independence celebrations were held in Sironko Mead last week.
Residents of Lwemiyaga County in Sembabule district braved a heavy downpour and later on blazing heat to mark Independence Day celebrations. The event that was marked at Lwemiyaga Playground featured thrilling games and sports that included football and wrestling that drew residents into frenzied amusement, keeping them happy the entire day. Team Kateba won the football match with 2-1 against the journalist team. The tournament was initiated by John Patrick Kateba in 2010. Wrestling was introduced into the tournament this year to offer the public more amusement. The games and sports initiative were aimed at boosting talent identification and promotion. The wrestling match was officiated by Golola Moses, and the winner, Kazoba's Mudasiru, walked away with a cow. The second, Senator Fred of Untusi, walked away with a goat. Residents were thrilled by the initiative. Most of them say that they will train hard in anticipation of participating in next year's tournament. Prisla Namara, UBC News.
Expect a good show where Moses Kolola is. Now, in other news, over 30 banking companies are taking part in the 20th edition of the annual Banker Sports Gala, spearheaded by the Uganda Institute of Banking. Day one of the competition has been majorly indoor games, with the outdoor games anticipated to take place on the 20th of October 2019 during the finals at Mandela National Stadium in Nambole.
Pool
Badminton, table tennis, darts and chess are some of the games that have been played during the official opening of the annual Bankers Sports Gala at MTN Arena in Lugogo. Wilbrod Owor, Director Uganda Bankers Association, officially flagged off the games.
What sports does, first of all, is to bring all of us together as financial institutions. Sports helps with fitness, togetherness, and above all, the spirit of competition. So we do this annually so that we come together to celebrate this particular aspect of life, so that you balance work with social and fanfare aspects of networking. And we do this every year and we'll continue doing it. As a matter of fact, we like to keep improving it and even extend it to members of our families, spouses, children, and eventually our customers and others who can join us as well.
This year's edition has seen 2 new entrants, making it 32 teams, with over 900 players taking part in the competition.
This is the 20th edition, which signifies the fact that the game started in 2000. And this is an annual event. It's a sporting event, it's a networking event. It's also a competitive event. Let's remember that. So it's social, networking, as well as competition.
He says his association is looking at expanding the competitions to the regional level to create more awareness in the banking sector. In 2005, the clash started with only 5 banks, whereby each fielded 15 players. However, with the increasing number, each team has 70 players participating in different sports disciplines. Currently, Centenary Bank are defending champions with DFC in 2nd place, while Bank of Uganda in the 3rd spot. For UBC, Helen Barbara, Gisamba.
Thank you, Helen, again. And that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. My name has been Wadulo Mark, and order on sign language is Elizabeth Nakakoni. From the team and us, it's have a great week.